When you look up at the night sky, you're seeing an incredible variety of cosmic objects, each with its own story to tell. Let's take a journey through space and explore what's really out there. But before we dive deeper into the cosmos, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future explorations of the universe. Stars are probably the most familiar objects we see. They're basically massive balls of burning gas, mostly hydrogen and helium, held together by their own gravity. Deep in their cores, nuclear fusion converts hydrogen into helium, releasing enormous amounts of energy. Our Sun is a pretty average star, what astronomers call a G-type main sequence star, but some stars can be hundreds of times larger. The star Betelgeuse, for example, is so massive that if you placed it where our Sun is, it would extend past the orbit of Mars. Stars come in different colors. Blue stars are the hottest, burning at over 30,000 degrees Celsius, while red ones are cooler, around 3,000 degrees. Stars also have life cycles. They're born in nebulae, live for millions or billions of years, and eventually die in different ways depending on their mass. Smaller stars like our Sun will swell into red giants and then fade away as white dwarfs. Massive stars explode as supernovae, leaving behind either neutron stars or black holes. When you see a star twinkling in the sky, you're looking at light that might have traveled for years, even centuries, to reach your eyes. Around many of these stars, we find planets. A planet is a celestial body that orbits a star and has enough mass to be roughly spherical. In our solar system, we have 8 planets, from tiny Mercury to the gas giant Jupiter, which is so large that over 1,300 Earths could fit inside it. What makes planets different from stars is that they don't produce their own light. They simply reflect light from their parent star. Planets come in 2 main varieties. The inner 4 in our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are rocky planets with solid surfaces. The outer 4, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, are gas and ice giants without solid surfaces. Scientists have discovered thousands of planets orbiting other stars too, called exoplanets. We've found planets made of diamond, planets where it rains glass sideways, and even planets orbiting 2 suns. The search for Earth-like planets in habitable zones continues to be one of the most exciting areas of astronomy. Then there are dwarf planets like Pluto. These are similar to regular planets but haven't cleared their orbital path of other debris. It's actually one of the reasons Pluto was reclassified back in 2006. Don't feel too bad for Pluto, though. It's part of a whole family of dwarf planets out beyond Neptune. Moons, or natural satellites, orbit planets instead of stars. Our moon is Earth's constant companion and the 5th largest moon in the solar system. Jupiter has at least 95 confirmed moons, making it like a miniature solar system. Some moons are incredibly interesting. Europa may have an ocean of liquid water beneath its icy surface, potentially twice the volume of all Earth's oceans. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is the only moon with a thick atmosphere and liquid lakes on its surface. These moons aren't just dead rocks. They're dynamic worlds with their own geological processes. Asteroids are rocky remnants from the early solar system, leftover building materials from when the planets formed about 4.6 billion years ago. Most of them hang out in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, though some have orbits that bring them closer to Earth. We call these near-Earth objects, or NEOs. They range in size from tiny pebbles to objects hundreds of kilometers across. The largest asteroid series is actually big enough to be classified as a dwarf planet as well. Asteroids aren't just space junk, they're actually quite valuable. Some asteroids are metallic and contain more platinum and gold than has ever been mined on Earth. Companies are already planning missions to mine asteroids, which could revolutionize our access to rare materials. Back in 2013, one asteroid about 20 meters across exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, and the shock wave damaged thousands of buildings. A reminder that these space rocks are still very much a part of our cosmic neighborhood. That's why space agencies around the world are tracking potentially hazardous asteroids and even testing ways to deflect them if needed. Comets are often called dirty snowballs, and that's pretty accurate. They're made of ice, dust, rock, and frozen gases like carbon dioxide and methane. Most comets spend their time in the far reaches of the solar system in regions called the Kuiper Belt and the Oort cloud. When they get close to the sun, the heat causes the ice to vaporize, creating two tails, a dust tail that curves and an ion tail made of charged particles that point straight away from the sun. The tail always points away from the sun because it's being pushed by solar wind and radiation pressure, which means comets actually travel tail first when moving away from the sun. Some comets visit us regularly, like Halley's Comet, which appears every 75 to 76 years. Others might take thousands or even millions of years to complete a single orbit. Comets are like time capsules from the early solar system, preserving materials that haven't changed much in billions of years. Scientists believe that comets might have delivered water and even organic molecules to early Earth, potentially playing a role in the origins of life. When we send spacecraft to study comets up close, we're essentially investigating the conditions that existed when our solar system was first forming. Moving beyond our solar system, we enter the realm of galaxies. A galaxy is a massive collection of stars, gas, dust, and dark matter all held together by gravity. Our home, the Milky Way, contains somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars and is moving through space at about 600 kilometers per second. The nearest major galaxy to us is Andromeda, about 2.5 million light-years away, and it's actually heading toward us. In about 4.5 billion years, the two galaxies will collide and merge. There are probably 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. Galaxies come in different shapes. Spiral galaxies like ours have beautiful curved arms where new stars form, while elliptical galaxies contain mostly older stars. Some galaxies are actively forming stars at incredible rates, while others have exhausted their star-forming material. At the center of most large galaxies lurks a supermassive black hole. Nebulae are some of the most stunning objects in space. These giant clouds of gas and dust, sometimes spanning hundreds of light years across, serve as stellar nurseries where new stars are born. The Hubble Space Telescope has captured breathtaking images of nebulae in vivid colors. The Orion Nebula, visible to the naked eye on a clear night, is one of the closest star-forming regions to Earth. Some nebulae are remnants of dying stars, spreading their materials back into space where they'll eventually form new stars and planets. When massive stars explode as supernovae, they create spectacular nebulae. The Crab Nebula is the remnant of a supernova observed by Chinese astronomers in 1054. It's a beautiful cosmic recycling program, The heavy elements that make up our bodies, the calcium in our bones, the iron in our blood, were all forged inside ancient stars and scattered through these nebulae. Now let's talk about something truly mind-bending: black holes. A black hole is a region of space where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape once it crosses the event horizon. They form when massive stars collapse at the end of their lives. If you could somehow fall into a black hole, you'd experience something called spaghettification. The gravitational difference between your head and feet would stretch you like a noodle. At the center of most galaxies, including our own Milky Way, there's a supermassive black hole. Ours is called Sagittarius A star, weighing about 4 million times more than our Sun. In 2019, scientists captured the first ever image of a black hole shadow, the one at the center of Galaxy M87, which is 6.5 billion times the mass of our Sun. In 2022, they imaged Sagittarius A star at the center of our own galaxy. Black holes aren't cosmic vacuum cleaners roaming around sucking up everything. If you replace the Sun with a black hole of the same mass, Earth would continue orbiting normally. What makes black holes special is what happens when you get extremely close, where their gravitational effects become unlike anything else in the universe. Finally, there's dark matter, one of the biggest mysteries in modern astronomy. Scientists estimate that dark matter makes up about 27% of the universe, yet we can't see it directly because it doesn't interact with light. We know it exists because of its gravitational effects. Galaxies rotate in ways that only make sense if there's much more matter present than what we can see. Without dark matter, galaxies would fly apart as they spin. The evidence for dark matter is everywhere. Galaxy clusters bend light from more distant objects behind them through gravitational lensing, and the amount of bending reveals much more mass than we can account for with visible matter. Dark matter also played a crucial role in galaxy formation in the early universe, acting as gravitational seeds around which ordinary matter could clump together. Some scientists think dark matter might be made of exotic particles like WIMPs or axions. Others have proposed primordial black holes or something even stranger. And if that wasn't mysterious enough, there's also dark energy, which makes up about 68% of the universe and is causing space itself to expand at an accelerating rate. Between dark matter and dark energy, about 95% of the universe is made of stuff we barely understand. What's remarkable is that all these objects, from the smallest asteroid to the largest galaxy, follow the same physical laws. They're all connected in this vast cosmic web, influencing each other through gravity and occasionally colliding in spectacular fashion. Every time we look up at the night sky, we're witnessing a universe that's constantly evolving, creating new structures while others fade away. And we're just beginning to understand how it all works. Thanks for joining me on this cosmic journey. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who loves space as much as you do. Subscribe to the channel for more explorations of our amazing universe, and let me know in the comments which space object fascinates you the most. Until next time, keep looking up.